start us off, man.
All right, guys. As you already know, Charlie Kirk has been murdered. His murderer has been found. It's a really shitty day, really shitty couple days. The thing is, Charlie Kirk, there's a lot of things that John and we don't agree with a lot of the things that the man has said. I've seen him on podcasts here and there. I've seen clips of the things that he's said before. And really, until recently, me and John have been looking up a lot more things about him, just to do a little bit of research. And obviously, as we may not agree with him on a lot of things, the man did not deserve to die. It's real sad shit. You may have disagreed with him on a few things, but the idea that the man was a fascist or a Nazi is a delusional belief. It's not actually accurate that he's, if it were the case that he was a Nazi fascist, then him being murdered would be a good thing. But this is not true. This is a lie. It's a delusional belief. And to see the people celebrating online as a result of this, the thing is, I oftentimes refer to myself as like a classical liberal, and I don't even really like to associate with the term liberal anymore based on things like this. I think that, for all these people celebrating, they also, if you like Charlie Kirk, they want you dead as well. The things that they've been perpetuating over the past 5 years, that people, half the country are Nazis or they're fascists or they're insurrectionists or terrorists, what do you do with those people? You kill those people. That's what these people want to do to any Charlie Kirk supporter. These people are radical. They believe things that aren't true. They have delusional beliefs. And it's a real sad day. I think everybody has seen the video of this. It's incredibly sad. The man did not deserve to die. He was a very moderate, boring, in my opinion, individual. As far as conservatives go, he's the most milquetoast, boring, standard guy that didn't deserve to die. He wasn't a murderer's healthcare CEO or a fucking BlackRock supporter. For what purpose must you have killed him? One of the, at least he's willing to listen to people. That's one of the things that I think is really interesting about this guy. That's a lot of that's a good characteristic to have, to actually be willing to listen to people that have an opposing view. And it's just, it's sickening. People have a delusional view of reality about people like this guy. And again, there are many things that I didn't agree with. For example, I'm an agnostic. I don't really follow. I'm not a Christian. I don't agree with that. I'm pro-choice. I think that, to an extent, I believe, rape babies need to be, if you've been raped, I support the abortion of a rape baby. If the woman's addicted to drugs, I think maybe the baby should be aborted if it threatens her life. I don't think Plan B is abortion. Or there are some things that I do agree with him on as well. I think, for example, I think that having immigration is good, but it should be done legally. I agree with him on that. If you want to immigrate to this country, that's fantastic. But if you want, you should be able to, speak the language. You should be able to read the language. You should be able to vet that you're not an insane person, or you're not, a fentanyl trafficker or an Islamic terrorist, or maybe a Euro sex trafficker, or whatever you happen to be. I think that we should vet you that way. I think immigration's good if it's done right. I believe, alcohol is legal and that's cool, but we have rules for that. If you got to be 21, you can't drink and drive. You can't get fucked up at work. You can't be drinking, walking down the street. That's, there are things I agree with him on. There are things I don't agree with him on, but there's nothing about him that was like super radical. he just strikes me as like this standard kind of, you know, hyper Christian conservative individual. And to see the bullet go through his neck like that, his children are in attendance. He's we have a First Amendment here. You should be able to express that. And honestly, I think that even though we disagree politically on a lot of things, I feel like I could have a beer with Charlie Kirk and we could actually enjoy each other's company and have a good time. I don't think he was some bad fucking guy. But I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at here. It's fucked up. You shouldn't kill somebody for having the least radical, in my opinion, boring fucking standard opinions. The man didn't deserve to die. But I don't know, John. What do you think? What do you have to say?
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I don't think he deserved to die. You pretty much hit the nail on the head. We do have a First Amendment right here. You know, I don't have to agree with what somebody says. I can't find anything of Charlie breaking what's protected under the First Amendment, which is like, you know, violent speech. You know, you can say hate speech or what, you can call it hate speech or whatever. Hate speech technically is protected. And I say this because there was a Supreme Court case where the Klan was having a rally. And I want to be clear, I'm not equating Charlie Kirk to being a Klan member in any regards. I think the man had an idea. He started Turning Point USA when he was 18, in case you didn't know that, Brock.
Oh, I
But
was actually unaware.
yeah, he started at 18. He died. He was assassinated at the age of 31 while he was out there doing what he did. He went out. He went to colleges, and he was like, look, I'm out here. You can come out here and talk. You can counter protest me if you want to counter protest me. You can do whatever you want to do, but I'm here. If you want to talk, you can come talk. Don't matter the opinion. Don't matter the views. You know, like I said, like Brock said, he and I were watching some videos that Charlie Kirk brought up a few points that we didn't agree with. Specifically, what we talked about was a conversation he had about 3 months ago with this black guy. Not exclusively this black guy, but he had came up to speak with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk spoke about United Airlines, and United Airlines just stick about how the United Airlines did say this. They did say they wanted to increase the amount of black and women pilots and stuff. And he went about his spiel about how that basically that definitely takes away from qualified people, saying that they're underqualified people. And the guy gave him some pushback. We'll link it. Some of this, I agree with some of the stuff Charlie says, not particularly in this video, because he also talked about black culture. I'm a black man. Was born a black man. I'll die a black man. I participate. I'm a part of black culture. I started participating in black culture ever since I gained my consciousness. I'll stop participating in it when I die. And there's some bad areas, but I feel like some of the things that Charlie Kirk pushed out were a bit disingenuous, mainly about the statistics about how he said 60 to 70% of black men who have children out of wedlock abandon their families, abandon their children. Brock and I went through the data. That's largely untrue. And he had some opinions about rap, how black children are watching and listening to rap music and saying that basically rappers are black children's role models, and that black rappers don't they don't set forth a good example by saying they don't promote the family and saving money and stuff like that, which, you know, rap is a wide genre. That's the truth. Rap is a wide genre. It's like any genre of music. You can cherry pick your position. You can cherry pick your position like that. I believe that was disingenuous. 100%. I disagree with Charlie Kirk in that regards. I believe in those regards as it pertains to black culture and black people, and you know, I feel like he was wrong. There's factual information out there that would prove me right, and prove Mr. Kirk wrong. Now, just because I don't agree with that, does that mean I want to see him get killed? I wanted to see him get killed because make no mistake, people, on September 10th, he died. He got rushed to the hospital, but he ultimately succumbed to his injuries. He got shot in the neck by a high-powered rifle from a guy who was perched 200 yards away on a rooftop. The alleged suspect is in custody. They they found him after about I don't know how long. I believe
Less
10
than
hours.
48 hours, actually.
Less
a
than
couple
48
days, I got
hours.
him. Yeah.
They found him relatively quickly, and I hope this individual is punished to the fullest extent of the law. He killed an innocent man who was just out there trying to have a conversation. And regardless of what you believe, like Brock said, like Brock hinted on, if he was a fascist, if he was a racist, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, Brock and I were speaking, and I made the point that, some of these points were steeped in prejudicial thoughts. And to put these prejudicial thoughts out there about black culture and equivalent, and say those same prejudicial positions on black people, that is prejudicial. And honestly, to be prejudicial is that's to be prejudicial against the group is racism. Now, am I saying Charlie Kirk is a racist? No, probably not. And excuse me, I'm not even going to use that type of sarcastic language.
If I can interject,
Yeah, go ahead, man.
And another thing too, like there's so much, there's probably tens of thousands of hours of content that this guy has done that I've not done research on.
Yeah.
So I don't know the fullest extent. Like I said, I've seen him say things here and there, but he was actually supposed to be coming here.
I was actually just about to say that, Brock.
Within the next
as
week,
of filming this,
we could have if we could have gone and asked him, but now we can't ask him anything because some fucking dickhead went and shot him.
Yeah, exactly. Charlie Kirk was on his American Comeback Tour. We'll link the video in question that we were talking about in the description. And that video was filmed 3 months ago. And so, I believe on the day he was coming, I would have been off. Maybe Brock could have been off. Maybe I could have requested off or something like that. And I would have been down to going there and asking him these questions, maybe some clarity, maybe for him to clarify his position. He would have heard me. He would have heard me out. I would have heard him out. We would have had a back and forth. And, but
that's one of the things, too, that I think is so great about this guy, despite all the things that I disagree with him on, which it's numerous, but he listens.
And he kept it civil.
He listened, he kept it civil, and he had a dialogue with you.
Yeah, even when some of the people who went up to speak at his events weren't being civil with him. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree that's pretty much the markings of a man. It takes a true man to be civil whenever people are being hostile to you. Now, Charlie Kirk was a Christian. Brock's agnostic. I'm a Christian.
I'm not.
God bless his family. If I were to go down this route, this cheesy route, I would say he is lived on by his son, a daughter who are about the same age, I believe 5 years old, and his wife. And I can't imagine what that's like. If this reaches her, their ears.
I couldn't possibly imagine the trauma.
All right. If this reaches their ears, I want to say I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry you guys are going through this. I wish you were healthy by whatever means that's possible, grieving process. I can't imagine losing a spouse, a partner, a father, a friend, because he had a lot of friends. A lot of people Charlie Kirk had a lot of friends. Whether they be political pundits on his aisle or the opposite aisle, that's regardless. He had friends, and he had people who would go out there and say, like, well, Charlie Kirk, he does go out there and he does speak to people, and he will hear you. If you go up there, you can go up there and talk. There'll be banter. There'll be pushback, but he will go out there and talk. Which again, I want to reiterate, it's disgusting that this happened to this man. And if you're out there celebrating, I want to say from my lips to your ears, fuck you. We shouldn't be celebrating people because first, we shouldn't be celebrating this because the man didn't go out there inciting violence. He didn't go out there saying we should do XYZ, the XYZ people. He was out there and he was like, these are my views. Come out here. In all honesty, if I were to go this route, I think it was pretty G what he did. What he did was the intellectual equivalent of coming up to the out block, sparking up a blunt and being like, I'm out here, what's up? So, Charlie Kirk would spin the block on people intellectually. And, he'd probably get a kick at that, me saying that, because I would tell it to him this. Like I said, on the 18th of this month, like I said, it's September 12th today. In 6 days, he would have been right. He would have been right at CSU. Accessible to anybody in Colorado, anybody in Colorado who would come from wherever, accessible to the students at CSU.
I could have rode my bike to that motherfucker.
Yeah, Brock could have rode his bike. I would never do, but
I
ride my
bikes are for
bike. I
queers.
would never ride my. All right, I would never.
I take that back. Riding bikes are it's healthy for you. Can I hit your vape?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bike ride queers.
But yeah, we could have went up there and actually talked to Charlie Kirk, and like I said, like Brock said, we're repeating ourselves now, but I really want to punctuate that Charlie Kirk would have listened to us. We could have said our piece. We could have heard his piece, and we could have all went home, hopefully with our ideas challenged, hopefully with our ideologies challenged, hopefully with our our positions changed or our positions reaffirmed. But either way, he would have spoken. We would have been heard. He would have spoken to us. We would have been heard. And now some dickhead killed him, shot him, all because he wanted to talk. Which instead of shooting him, the would-be assassin, because, I only say that because, we have due process until proven guilty. I'm going to say this, if the evidence heavily insists that he did it, he did it. And if he's found guilty, he definitely did it. But that same individual could have had a second thought, even in the midst of him loading up to do it and commit the act. He could have went like, you know what, man? How about I go up there and talk to him? And he could have held so firm. He could have been like, I hold so firmly in my beliefs. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna argue my points. And then we're going to see what happens. But no, he chose the coward's way of silencing Charlie Kirk by shooting him.
And here's another thing, too. This is not going to help people on the opposite side.
Yeah.
This is not help. How is this going to help you? This is going to do the exact opposite for anybody who is trying to, increase the support of the liberal movement. You think that this is going to do you good? This is going to do the exact opposite. This will damage that movement more than him talking ever would. That man being shot in the neck will destroy your movement more than anything that he could have ever said would have done. This was the stupidest fucking thing anybody on that side of the spectrum could have done. This is not going to make that position look better. It's going to make that position look infinitely worse. The fact that he has done this will bolster this man's credibility infinitely more than something that he had to fucking say. It's stupid. It's fucking retarded to go and murder him.
Yeah.
This man's IQ has got to be like 80. It's the stupidest fucking thing.
I'll say this, Brock. Ironically, the individual that shot him was apparently a very smart man, straight A student, perfect score on his SAT.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I found that out today.
Oh, wow.
Perfect score on his SAT. So It seems, you know, if you look at those as a measure of intellect, it seems like this man was more than intellectually equipped to actually, like we've been saying, sit down and have a conversation, bolster his points, attack Charlie's points. But no, he
I
decided to,
suppose radicalism knows no bounds.
yeah. And, you know, I'm going to also say this transcends whether you're right wing, left wing. Because if we eliminate if we just cut all that out, all it was is certain talking points. We can detach political affiliation from this. Because Charlie Kirk also argued on social constructs and stuff like that. And if you felt opposite, again, if you felt opposite to what he felt, you could go down there and talk to him. But instead, an individual chose to silence him. And I'm not saying all left-leaning people agree with this, because a lot of prominent figures on public access TV, a lot of prominent figures on the internet came out and said, like, this is wrong and disavows these actions indefinitely. I'm one of them. Brock's one of them. I'm pretty sure any average person that you might find on the street is on them. And honestly, I'll go so far as to say I hope at CSU this upcoming 18th they hold a vigil for him.
I wish they would, but I doubt they will there.
I'm not saying they will. I doubt they will too. But you know, I think that would be a great way to honor that man. One of the great ways to honor that man. And you know what? Again, although we disagree with some of Charlie Kirk's points, like those we mentioned and like those he's going to speak about in the video that we link, I think I'll honor Charlie Kirk in my own way by continuing to talk about my thing, my positions, and my opinions on certain topics, be they political, social.
Yeah, hopefully don't shoot us in the neck.
Yeah. Don't kill me. Don't kill us. Don't kill anybody just for talking. Because again, Charlie Kirk didn't incite violence. He didn't say we should do this, that, and the third to whoever.
Nope. Never did
Never.
that.
And you know
Never
what?
threatened anybody.
If you can find a shred of evidence, please link it to me, and we will. I'll be the first one to say. I'll type in the comment section. You know what, man? You were right. But as far as I know,
yeah.
And as far as anybody has tried to make any critique against Charlie Kirk and what he stood for, I have not seen one person say that he incited violence against someone. And I think it's real shitty. I disavow this type of behavior. And I hope the person who shot him is crucified by the law, rather. I hope they put him under the jail if they don't give him the death penalty.
They may give him the death penalty, but it's a damn shame they don't do it via fire.
Yeah. Or skin him alive.
Skin him alive, rub salt all over him. You know, just like really just fillet him, salt. Maybe that'd be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it sucks.
It sucks. I guess the only thing that now, they did catch him, and there were some bullets recovered, and this guy apparently is a beatard.
Yeah, this guy apparently is a
absolute beatard.
Is a 4chan shit poster.
Yeah, based on the things that we have now recovered, I didn't think that this was
apparently
real.
He was also right leaning a little bit.
Well, I'm not.
That's conjecture. I'm not 100% sure on that. I actually literally got that information right before I walked through the door today, Brock.
The same here. I really know nothing about this man other than
his name's Tyler Robinson, by the way.
And he shot Charlie Kirk in the neck, and he's a piece of shit. That's basically my whole. That's that's all I really know about this guy.
If you view this as a net positive, or you try to make a hero out of Tyler Robinson, you are also a piece of shit.
You are a scumfuck, asshole, retard. Which many of you apparently are, based on the things that we've been seeing on social media. But it's because you are under the delusion, the false belief, the retarded belief that this man was a Nazi. And a matter of fact, most of you never even listened to anything that he had to say.
Nor would give him the benefit of the doubt with his argument.
Someone else told you that this man was something that he was not. And then eventually you ran with it, and then somebody believed the bullshit and killed this man. And God, dude, like some of the stupid shit he wrote on those bullets.
Yeah,
He wrote a.
we're
He
gonna
wrote.
talk about this. We might bring a. It, I'm not gonna lie to you folks. When I heard it, I laughed a little bit because of how ridiculous it was. I'm not laughing at the fact that this happened or that Charlie Kirk, this happened to Charlie Kirk, or this is the time where this person was or anything like that. But the dude was putting some pretty silly shit on his bullets and magazines and stuff. One of the things he put was, and I was telling Brock this. Brock didn't know this, but what he put was "ooh woo notices your he put notices your bulge. Ooh woo, what's this? And what that is that's a furry copy pasta.
Yeah, yeah, that's some
He
definite
put
retarded,
that. He
retard,
put catch
fucking
this.
retard,
He
autistic
put
shit.
hey fascist.
That's the only serious thing that he actually put.
Yeah,
Was
that
like that
and,
the fascist song from Italy or something.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
shit.
Catch this fashion, and he put Bella Ciao, and I'm gonna read this from you. This is a summary of what that means. Oh, Bella Ciao is not a distinct word, but a common mishearing of the variation of the phrase oh Bella Ciao. That's Italian. Um, it's Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, 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 Ciao. It's an iconic opening to the Italian folk song Bella Ciao, and and it says this song has evolved from a protest song about harsh working conditions in a powerful anti-fascist anthem sung by partisans during World War II, and has since become a global symbol of freedom and resistance. And I'm reading that off of my phone. So, he put that, and he put the funniest thing he put is if you're reading this, you're gay.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't help but laugh.
I could. That's the
I, ho-
part that got
I
me.
hope I hope they hang this man by his dick. But like when I fucking saw that, like, who was that?
Well, we
was he
didn't
the
even
governor?
see that. We saw.
Was he
Well,
the-
it was a
it-
joint. It was a joint press conference with the FBI and Utah.
Yeah,
I think it was the
Utah.
police commissioner.
You might have
or
been the
maybe
police
it was
commissioner.
the
Yeah,
police chief or something like that. I don't know exactly.
he read it
forgive
all
me.
out loud.
He read that out loud, and the guy standing to the next to him, whenever he said, "If you're reading this, you're gay," the guy had to compose himself. He looked like his lips moved, like he was about to smile. So it might be another motherfucking honkler sitting up there at the podium reading this shit off. I'm not gonna lie, folks. I don't know how much.
My juvenile nature made me laugh.
Yeah, I hope they pay that man well, because you could not pay me enough to stand up there and say that with a straight face in one take.
If you read this, you are gay, written on one of the bullets.
Yeah.
And another one was like an actual cheat code for Helldivers too.
Yeah, the launch missile code for Helldivers too.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we had a 4chan browsing autist.
We had a 4chan browsing autist.
on who shot Charlie Kirk
Murdered
in the
Charlie
neck
Kirk.
because of what Charlie Kirk believed and what Charlie Kirk was out there arguing. And instead of arguing against Charlie Kirk, he decided to take up arms with an old Mauser bolt action 30-06 caliber rifle. Yeah, that's where we're at, folks. Well, that's not where we're at. That's where some people are.
Yeah.
That's what we have to deal with as a country. That's what and that goes beyond countries, because if somebody can be radicalized to the point of where they do that here,
And
it
believe
can be
me,
done anywhere.
he's not the only one who thinks that. There are vast numbers of people who think that. It's kind of like how you have ISIS. They have this belief in their head. They've solidified it, and no amount of reasoning is going to be able to conquer that false, delusional belief that they have.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
Yeah. My bad, Brock. But do you have anything else to add, man?
Yeah, I think we're about at the end of everything that we had to say. I'm pretty sure. Just I guess to end it, just the political situation in this country at this point, I believe, is kind of reaching a tipping point, and I think that I hate to say it.
Well, I believe we're tipped.
Yeah, they expect more violence. There are a lot of people, like, again, they have these delusional beliefs, And the people that you see supporting this man's death, and especially if you're people that were supporting him as well, all of you who are good people as well, they want you dead as well. It's unfortunate. It's large numbers of people. I don't think that they can be reasoned with. And, I don't know how this is going to progress over time, but the people that are doing these things, they have lost. They've lost. They have nothing more but violence, and they want you dead.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but don't let this discourage you from expressing your opinion.
Yeah.
Because many people now will be afraid to express themselves, and you need to know that expressing yourself comes with consequences, but you must be brave and express them regardless. And for those of you who are celebrating this, I also need to tell you that the idea that others are not going to bring violence your way, you are mistaken.
Yeah. I don't know what the exact quote is, but Jordan Peterson said it, and I don't know what he's quoting, but it goes something like, "Be careful, ye that battles monsters, because you may become one." And
I think that is a quote from somebody else. But
I'm sure that's no, that's definitely from someone else. But Jordan Peterson said it. That's where I got it from. But
this is not a one-way street. I promise you.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise you, this is not a one-way street. People are very angry. You need to be careful. Those of you who think that you're untouchable and that that this is a one-side street, you are the ones who have decided to open this door, and you will reap what you sow.
Yeah. And I'll give you an anecdotal story before I say I close us out with something. Growing up in Louisiana, I lived with my grandparents for most of my life, and I remember sometimes my granddad would tease me on something. It doesn't matter, just something juvenile, and I'd say, well, at least I'm not old. In a playful manner, I wouldn't disrespect my granddad. But one thing he would always tell me is, all right, oh, I'm old? Yeah, well, just keep saying good morning. Just keep saying good morning. And what he meant by that was, one day you'll be old. And as that relates to this, for those of you who are out there saying that you're glad he's dead, saying ha ha, saying shit like, I've seen some motherfuckers say that like we should test Charlie Kirk to see if he had fentanyl in his system and it wasn't the bullet that killed him.
Well, I heard that I don't remember what mainstream media fucking individual was.
I think NBC.
Yeah, somebody was just firing their gun off in celebration. They were firing there, and the bullet curved. You saw Wanted, and then it just into his neck.
Right through his neck, yeah.
Right through his neck.
He got fired, by the way, and he should have gotten fired.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. And but with that being said, I'm gonna say this. Like I said, I'm Christian. Charlie Kirk was vehemently Christian too. He believed in his beliefs.
I am not. But I think that it's good that he has his right to. You guys have the right to believe what you believe.
Yeah,
I respect that you guys have your belief system.
Yeah,
I may not, share it.
He's
but you
with
have
God
the right to
now,
believe it.
Untimely, because of one person's actions. Don't be scared or dissuaded because of that one person's actions to go out there and have a conversation. And like I said in the beginning, I wish his family well. I wish his friends well. And it's a sad day. But thank you. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all don't have to worry about getting shot or killed or having violence thrust upon you because of your beliefs, even if they are shitty. I've had some shitty beliefs.
I've also had many shitty beliefs, and over time I've evolved, and I've realized that I was wrong. I may be wrong about many of my beliefs right now, and I'm just not aware of it. We're all human. We're doing the best we can with interpreting the reality that we live in. I have to be wrong about things right now that I believe are true. I don't know.
You can't be right about everything.
You can't be
folks.
right about everything. We're doing the best we can. We're just all human beings, and we're growing, and we're trying to do our best to figure things out. And it's not okay that you go and you smoke somebody in front of his fucking family for believing things that are pretty basic, just basic shit that.
We live in America, folks, and you have the right to do that. You have a right to express your opinion so long as you aren't inciting violence or inciting action against someone. And to celebrate this, it's wrong. But most importantly, it's un-American.
It is most definitely. You're right. At the end of it, this is the most un-American thing humanly possible. The whole thing. What was the saying? It's like, I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will fight to the death for your right to be able to say it.
And I think that's a perfect quote to end on. Thank you for watching. I wish better days for all of you. Whether or not you agree with what I believe, whether or not you agree with what Brock believes.